Back at you with another one. Arsenal 4, Leeds United 2. And let's get straight into it. So, a hat trick of goals by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and what a relief to see him finally get on the score sheet. Yes, I know before he had a whole little incident with the personal issue with his mother, that he did score those two goals against Southampton, but then prior to that, he's not really been in top form so far this season. But it was good to see our talisman finally get back on the score sheet and silence a lot of doubters out there. So, massive relief for Aubameyang to score the hat trick and an unlikely goal scorer. And you've guessed it, my man, Bellerina. Yep, Bellerina scored, and sounds very strange saying that Bellerina has scored. But Leeds United did get two goals back in the second half with Pascal Strike and Helder Costa scoring for the Yorkshire outfit. In terms of the stats itself, we got 13 shots, whilst Leeds United got a total of 9 shots. We each had 5 shots on target, and they slightly edged us in possession with 55% to our 45%. Now, looking at this, we were pretty comfortable, and for whatever reason, we just let the game go a bit. And I know it's Leeds United. They never give up. They've got this, do not die attitude spirit. And even Bukayo Saka mentioned it at his post-match conference that Mikel drilled it into the team that Leeds United is that one team which you can't sort of rest on your laurels because they will come out regardless of the scoreline. And we saw it so far this season when United was smashing them sort of 6-0 and that went sort of 6-2. They just don't die. They never know when, the time's up. You might sort of see our players, and if we go 1, 2 goals up, down, we get deflated, and then you just know we're going to have a bad day. Whereas with Leeds United, they could be 4-0 down, and they just don't care. They'll keep coming back at you. So, respect to them, and it's great to see a team that's just been newly promoted, showing us how it's done, really, and for other teams out there. So, in terms of the lineup itself, I'll be honest with you. I will be honest with you. I wasn't entirely happy. I was so pissed off. It's like let's let's talk about Nicolas Pepe for a second here. And there was all this, I know I did. I mentioned it quite often in my preview video, and I know others have as well. Many people spoke about the comments Alioski made on Nicolas Pepe, looking forward to playing him. And I thought, you know what, Mikel Arteta, play Pepe. Now's a perfect opportunity to do that. Still reluctant to do so. It's like Pepe had those 3 great games, and then one bad performance, and that's it. He gets dropped. So why is it that other players can play, week in, week in, week out, being piss poor yet for whatever reason they play? Yet a player like Pepe, it's on like limited opportunities. It's like one mistake, you're out. And why is it other players can continuously make these mistakes over and over again and they're still in the squad? And another issue I really, 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 really have with Mikel Arteta is this obsession and fascination with playing Willian. Fuck me. He is obsessed, infatuated with Willian. Willian needs to play every game. Willian must play. I want to know why. And I've heard it must be inserted some sort of clause in his contract that he needs to play every game. And what happens if he doesn't? What happens if we deny those opportunities? Can he, realistically sue us? I don't think so. So why are we forced to play him? And it goes back to my point with Mikel Arteta and his stubbornness, trying to prove us his point because he went out, yeah, and he put his neck on the line by saying, Willian's going to come in, he's going to transform us. He even mentioned about this 3-year project plan about winning the Champions League, and Willian was a huge part of that. It's like, mate, stop, stop, stop. You know what it's like? This is the perfect analogy I can sort of provide, yeah? If you're building a house, yeah, and at some point in building this house, you're building sort of the base structure, and then you realize that you made a mistake. Do you continue building on, realizing you have messed up here, and this is very important for the ground to maintain and hold this house up, hold this house up? you're obviously going to, say, you know what, I'll cut my losses. Let me restart again. Break everything down again and restart. So therefore, I've got something, yeah, that's there long term. There's no point in continuing on to build a property if you already know the base is already weak and you've already messed up. There's no point. Just start again. And it's like Mikel Arteta is obsessed with Willian. And that makes me so mad because why is it a player like Martinelli is getting overlooked for this? Oh, Chelsea has been. And I'm sorry, that's another point I want to make. I really, really never ever want to see us ever do business with Chelsea Football Club again. I'm done. Done. I'm tired. You can fuck off with your pay checks. You can fuck off with your David Luiz. And now fucking Willian. Never, ever, ever do business with Chelsea. Never. I don't want to hear it ever. You know what? If Chelsea just even call us, hello, this is Chelsea. I'll put down the phone. Honestly, if I'm Arsenal, anytime Chelsea call, and then I'll be like, hello, Arsenal. We would like to sell. Hello, Arsenal, you still there? Oh, they hang up again. Seriously, hang up every single call. Furthermore, what you do with Chelsea, you put them on redirect the calls. Just automatically redirect it. Put it to somewhere else. Just avoid them at all costs. I don't ever want to see any Chelsea player walk through my club again. Willian, done with you. And it's so sad that we are sacrificing Martinelli, who's potentially going to be our future star, for this guy. I'm done. Mikel's substitution. You know what? It's like I can't even enjoy wins no more. I can't because I always have something to moan. When's the last time we actually won? And I'm sat there saying, you know what? We played well. The right personnel were selected. The right substitutions came on. Never, ever. I always have something to moan. It's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Rob Holding coming on as well. Like, mate, you are obsessed with Willian, you are obsessed with Holding, and you are obsessed with Bellerin. I'm pretty sure yesterday on Valentine's Day, Mikel, Willian, and fucking Bellerina probably exchanged chocolates and flowers, embraced each other, made the most out of Valentine's Day. I'm sick of them, that fucking trio. I'm done. I'm done. And yes, Bellerina scored, but don't tell me he's a long term answer. I'm not short sighted, mate. I see things in the long projection of things. And Bellerina is not our long term plan. He really is not. But, anyways, enough of me about moaning. And I just had to put that out there because I'm tired. I'm tired of trying, of trying to have any faith in us. I'm tired that I get no satisfied feeling because even when we win, I still have a lot to moan about. And I'm tired of this. I'm tired. Why can't Mikel Arteta fucking realize that Willian is not the answer? Just stop with this experiment. Stop. Play Martinelli, man. Because at this rate, Martinelli's going to say, fuck off, I'm out. And he never played Martinelli before his injury. Remember, Olympiacos, when we all begged Arteta to bring on Martinelli, refused until it got to extra time. Then he brought on Martinelli, and guess what Martinelli did? He got offered the assist. Why, what beef does he have with Martinelli? You know what? I can be sort of sat here for the next hour. I can do a special segment on Mikel Arteta and 100 decisions he's made that's confused me. And I could probably even include 1,000 on that list because it's just over and over again. It confuses me. And I've said it all along. Mikel Arteta is not a great manager. He's a shit manager. He's a great coach. If you want a coach, by all means, perfect man. But if you want a manager, he is not the man. Confused. He's got his favorites. He doesn't know how to sort of maintain a dressing room and key players within that dressing room and make sure, yeah, everyone's on his side. He just, he breaks frictions. He just causes divisions. It's just, nah, not for me. If it were up to me, I say, listen, Mikel, we're gonna bring in a top manager. You're gonna be his assistant, and the likelihood is he will not accept that. And why should he? Because he's a manager now. Why would he, go get demoted and listen to someone else? But ideally, if we want our club to progress forward, he's just a coach. He's an assistant. He's not the main man. And for me, that's why we're not gonna progress. We're not going to. We're in Feb. We are 10th, and some people might celebrate, but remember, Leeds United are just behind us with a game in hand, and if they win that game, that pushes them above us. So, what progress have we really made? Yes, great, we beat them, but I don't care because for me, the bigger picture is we still have major issues. But I'm not gonna keep banging on and going on about all of that. Let's just get straight into the player ratings. Bernd Leno, to be fair, I do feel unfortunate for Leno because neither goal were his fault. The header, that was just brilliant. In terms of the second goal, he couldn't really do anything. That was good play by Leeds United, and Costa managed to put it away. But in terms of Leno's performance, I can't fault it too much, so I'm going to give him a standard 7. Bellerina, yes, he got a goal, but that goal, the second goal, Costa's goal, was all his fault. But how many people will bring that up? No, you won't, will you? Because why? You can't insult Bellerina. God forbid you say anything negative about, Arteta as well. It's like, whoa, you can't do that. How dare you mention Bellerina or Arteta in a negative way because, the masses will come at you. No, I don't care. Yeah, watch that performance and please, yeah, unbiasedly tell me, did Bellerina have a good game? The first half, I thought, yes, he looked good. By his standards, he definitely looked good. However, please tell me you watched that game and watch his defensive performance because he was poor. They continuously attacked his side, and the goal came from his side as well. So, based on that, I'm going to give him a 6 because he did score, and as I mentioned, his first half was decent. But I know many people out there probably saying, yeah, Bellerina, massive game, brilliant, he gets a 9. And if you really believe he gets a 9 and he warrants a 9, then I urge you, please look at his defensive display and tell me if you still want to, give him a 9. I guarantee you, once you do that, you start realizing actually, yeah, he's got some defensive issues, doesn't he? So, standard 6. Moving on, David Luiz, can't really fault him on too much. I'm going to give him a 6. Gabriel, he looked so much better later on. I think in terms of his physicality and speed, it was great up against Bamford because Bamford likes sort of bringing other players in. And I think Gabriel, because he's very aggressive and he's gets touch tight with the striker, he didn't allow Bamford to get others around him. And I think when him and Cedric sandwiched out Bamford and there was potentially that penalty, call, which I don't think was a penalty. I thought that was good defensive display by the two, and hopefully he plays against Benfica, and that's another decision that Arteta really infuriates me. He's got this obsession with Rob Holding, and he just dismisses Gabriel, and then he'll play Luiz. But then is Luiz even going to be here next season? And if he's not going to be here next season, then why do you play him? It's Mikel Arteta should have his own series, 101 questions with Mikel Arteta. That'll be amazing. Netflix, if you're out there, perfect series for you. 101 questions by Mikel Arteta. Yeah. Um. So Gabriel for me, he gets a standard 6. Cedric, I thought he looked good in terms of trying to support the attack. He looked a bit shaky initially defensively, but I can't really fault him, so I'm going to give Cedric a standard 6 as well. Granit Xhaka, I know a lot of people are going to mention how great he looked, but for me, Dani Ceballos was the better midfielder. So I'm going to give Xhaka a 6 and Ceballos a 7. I thought this was one of Ceballos' better performance. He that great nutmeg assist to set up Bellerin for the goal. That was brilliant. Overall, his sort of play, short passing range was brilliant, and hopefully he sort of continues that performance. But this is what I say about Dani Ceballos. He's just so inconsistent, and hopefully, long may he continue those type of performances within an Arsenal shirt. And he doesn't have much time left because right now, as things stand, I would honestly, you know, let Ceballos go back to Real Madrid. And that's a great question, guys. Would you keep Dani Ceballos permanently beyond this season? And if not, fair play. Who would you replace him with? I wouldn't personally keep him from what I've seen so far. But based on yesterday's performance, if he could maintain that, I wouldn't mind making that a permanent transfer. So he gets a 7 for me. Odegaard, I thought he looked brilliant. And yeah, what else can I say? Nice little neat passes. And you can sort of see he's had a great impact in the team. And hopefully that continues. I'm going to give Odegaard a 7 as well. Moving up, Saka. See, if it wasn't for the hat-trick of Aubameyang, and also I do think Saka was at fault for their first goal. Pascal was his guy, and Saka was running with him, and then for whatever reason, last second let his man go, and then Leeds United score their opener through Saka's, let's say, mistake or refusal for following his man. So based on that, I can't give him man of the match, but for me, overall, he was a live wire. He was the most threatening player. And also, I'm starting to think, is he really our best player at the moment? Because for me, Saka, so far, is our player of the season. And I honestly can't think of anyone. Maybe Kieran Tierney, but then his injury records has unfortunately kind of ruined that. So, but for me, Saka's been our player of the season so far. But based on this performance, I'm going to give him a solid 8. Emil Smith Rowe, great to see him with another assist, and he just looks really impressive. He just keeps on going. He's burst onto the scene from that Chelsea game, and all he's done is maintain that level of performance. Fair play to him. I'm gonna have to give Emil Smith Rowe a 7. Aubameyang, for whatever reason, look, I have put Aubameyang, but they can't display his picture, and I think that's because Great Formation are looking to change his picture with a goal since he's the greatest of all time, ain't he? So yeah, based on yesterday's game, I'm gonna have to give him man of the match, and that's a standard. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give him a 10. Give him a 10. He got a hat trick. I can't complain. Alba gets a 10 for me, and he's my man of the match. In terms of the subs, do I really want to go through him? El Nene, gonna give him a standard 5. Willian. You know what? I want to sit here and hate him and give him a 3, but that would be harsh, and he doesn't warrant a 3. I'm gonna give him a 4, but for me, I can't sit here and hate Willian because I have to remember he doesn't pick himself. It's Arteta that selects him every week. So Willian gets a 4 for me. Rob Holding didn't have much time, so I can't really give him a score rating. And that's my player ratings for yesterday's game. So in terms of the questions from last video, we've got Will Burke here saying Saka is unreal, bro. Would you ever do a vid on him? Best player by far, 666. Yeah, I mean I would love to do a video on Saka. Yeah, I might have to do something reviewing Saka with other teenagers in the Premier League because if I'm honest with you, I would say Saka right now is the best teenager in the league. And there's only one other teenager that possibly for me might take that title, and that's Gabriel Martinelli. But if I'm honest with you, under Mikel Arteta, I just don't ever think we're gonna really see Martinelli being given a good shot. So it's sad to see. But yeah, definitely, I agree with you, and I've already mentioned Saka is my player of the season so far. Tom Story, as a Leeds fan, I love how triggered Arsenal fans have become over the whole Alioski thing. Fair play. You know what? Yeah, I know Alioski is a wine-up merchant, and Pepe was stupid enough to fall for it. I think with us as Arsenal fans, it's just that you know Pepe didn't say shit, and Alioski just called him out, and that's just very unprovoked. Like, so why would you do that? For me, that's why I wanted Pepe to play the game and absolutely destroy him. And it was funny that you saw Alioski walk past Pepe as Pepe was doing the stretches, and I was just thinking, you know what, Pepe, fair play, Pepe. He didn't do nothing. He didn't say shit. If that was me, I might have just reminded Alioski of the scoreline. Maybe just pop a 4. A 4-1 was at the time. Just do that. Just take the piss a bit. But fair play. He was professional. And as I said, I can't sort of say anything about Alioski. I don't know him personally, but I know exactly what his game plan is, and it worked perfectly for Pepe. And you have to understand, Tom, if the shoes were up wasn't the other way around, you'd probably think the same thing. If one of our players had mentioned that they were looking forward to playing one of your players and reference them as a friend, after getting them booked off the previous game. I'm sure you Leeds United fans might, moan a bit. But thanks for the question or the comment. We've got NI saying, I hope he destroys him, quoting myself from the last video, and that was in reference about Pepe destroying Alioski. He said, good to see you, LG, missed your vids. The words yet again, bro. I'm sorry, true words yet again, bro. Thank you for commenting and supporting as always. Life of Fox channel says Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. And you know what? Fair play to Leeds United. Great support out there. You lot have supported your club in the Championship, League One, and stuck by him 16 years out of the Premier League. It will be interesting to see how many Arsenal fans stick around if that were ever to happen to us. Because for whatever reason, I think a lot of our fans are mercenaries and they probably would sort of ship if we were to be relegated. But fair play to Leeds United fan. It's always been strong, die-hard fans that they have. And congrats again, being back in the Premier League. Connor Brady, come on, you Gunners. Oba, get in, son. All right. Did you post that, Connor, after the game? If not, then how did you know that Oba was going to get a hat trick? Maybe you should start coming on the show and start predicting future games, Connor. If that is the case, Jess Wilson, are you concerned at how much Tierney and Partey are out? Good video. Yes, I am concerned. I'd say Tierney and Partey have been our most consistent players this season, and it's not great when you sort of see them not playing many games. Hopefully, they'll be back for the Benfica game, and I'm hoping Mikel Arteta just took them away as a precaution, and that's just because for me, the Europa League is more significant for us this season than the league. As let's be honest, we're not going to make European through the league. Let's try win the Europa League and get into Champions League that way. MN Wonderland, I am getting gassed and no, I should hang back slightly, but I predict 4-0. When Bellerina can score, then it shows miracles do happen. Okay. Was that a recent comment or? I'm confused. Was that recent? We've got Danny F. We need to start Martinelli and Saka. Danny F. I don't know if you know this, but Mikel doesn't like Martinelli. And we shall continue. He goes, we should start Martinelli and Saka if we stand a chance with possibility of starting Odegaard too. That hoodie is sick too. Thanks for that. I'm going for a 2-1 and do not want to see Willian in an Arsenal kit or anywhere near the stadium. Funny how you mentioned you want to see Martinelli start and then later on you then mentioned that you don't want to see Willian in an Arsenal shirt. I think you echo pretty much every Arsenal fan out there with the exception of a fraudulent dictator, Mikel Arteta, who believes otherwise. That Martinelli is inferior to Willian, and Willian deserves to play every game without fail. Pepe can make one mistake, and that's it. Pepe dropped. Willian, 0 shots on target this whole season, yet will still play week in, week out. He will somehow find minutes. So unfortunately, Danny F, we would all love to sort of see what you mentioned there, but our manager unfortunately doesn't see that. Matt Evans, mate, I feel Leeds fans are getting overconfident about today. They have a few decent players, but I think we could get a win 3-2. Very close, Matt. But do you think fans put too much pressure on Partey and Tierney to hold the team, and without them, we become a losing side? I rate Pepe and hope he plays, but never too sure with Arteta. I don't think it's the pressure by the fans that why Partey and Tierney aren't playing. I think it's more so how they've been conditioned. For example, let's look at Thomas Partey. Yeah, we had all summer to sign him. We didn't. We signed him deadline day. If his release clause was 45 million, we knew that at the start of the window. So why did we decide to trigger that at the last day? Had we triggered that at the start of the window, yeah, just hear me out. We could have bought Partey in. He could have got customized to England. He could have got customized to his teammates. He could have had decent conditioning. We could have bring him in for like a pre-season friendlies like when we played MK Dons. But yeah, we didn't. We didn't provide any of that, and then all of a sudden, boom! Here you go, Partey. sign your deadline day, and we've got a congested fixture. But guess what, party? You'll play week in, week out, and that's how you're going to get injuries after injuries. Kieran Tierney, on the other hand, what I think happened was he played as a left centre back, so he wasn't bombing up and down at all this season. Then all of a sudden, he is pushed to a left back spot, and then he's told to play as a left back, every 2, 3 games. And then that's going to take a massive toll out on his body. And also, I don't think it helps that he trains with hardly anything in a cold. And that's probably why he gets a lot of muscle injuries. I get it, Tierney, you're a brave man, you're bare strong, and the cold doesn't phase you. But please, Tierney, please put on some joggers, put on, a snood, put on a woolly hat, put on a fucking, thick top. We get it. You're from Scotland. Cold doesn't phase you. But please, for your body, I don't think that's doing it any favors. And that's what I really believe injuries come from. Not so much fans' pressure. But thank you for the question. Ali Abad, so good to see you, mate. Pepe will have his revenge, and I think we could take the win here 4-1. You are almost close with your 4-1. And unfortunately, Pepe didn't play. Alex Baker, Pepe will be running loops around Alioski. I will go for a narrow 1-0 win. Didn't work that way, unfortunately, but we did get the win, and that's what matters most. However, going forward, I'm gonna say this every video, but we really need to stop playing Willian, stop playing these players, and play our best players, please. That's all I can say. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening to me moan over and over again, and thank you again, for the likes. Please, if you haven't, like, subscribe. Please leave a comment and let me know if you agree with my player ratings. If not, what are your player ratings? Until next time, see you soon, guys.